Coming up on today's show, leaked EPA ratings confirm the range of the Ford F-150 Lightning ahead of the start of deliveries this spring. Volkswagen says that some of its electric vehicles are now sold out through 2023. And the Tesla employee who shared a video of his Tesla hitting a bollard while in FSD Beta loses his job at the company. These stories and more coming next. Welcome back to TEN or Transport Evolved News. I'm glad you're joining us. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the bell, as well as making sure you've set your alert preferences on your mobile phone or browser, and hopefully you'll find out when our next video goes live. Today's show is sponsored by the Electric Vehicle Association. Join up today to support the electrification of transport and get the help you need to finance your own clean energy or EV future. Before every new vehicle can go on sale in the US, it must first obtain official EPA ratings for fuel economy, or if it's an EV, its range per charge. And this week, via F150Gen14.com, we got our very first glimpse of the ratings for the Ford F-150 Lightning pickup truck. The leaked EPA ratings for the various pickup variants come in the form of the legally required Monroney window stickers all new US-sold vehicles must display. At the entry end, the F-150 Lightning Pro with a standard range battery pack gets a range rating of 230 miles, 370 kilometers, while the extended range Pro, XLT and Lariat models manage 320 miles, 515 kilometers, slightly better than Ford's original estimate. Due to the extra onboard weight, the range-topping Platinum is rated at 300 miles, 483 kilometres. Range, of course, will depend on payload. Over the past decade, Porsche has transitioned from a company known for its derision of electric vehicles to a company that fully embraces them. Part of that change has come as a consequence of needing to stay relevant in the marketplace, but some of Porsche's attitude shift has come thanks to the success of its Taycan family of electric sports sedans and wagons. This week, in laying out Porsche's future plans, the company CEO Oliver Blume showed just how much emphasis Porsche plans to put on electric vehicles. Last year, the company more than doubled its Taycan sales, and that surge in demand is spearheading a commitment to a goal of having 80% of all new sales be electric by 2030. Joining the electric offensive, the upcoming Macan EV and a just-announced electric 718, a car that Porsche says will see debut in production form by the middle of this decade. Tesla has begun to roll out the latest iteration of its full self-driving beta software to eligible cars. The latest version, called FSD Beta 10.11, is being pushed to early access program participants and includes some pretty big changes designed to dramatically improve FSD Beta's behaviour. We don't have time to go into all of the features, but improvements range from improved lane geometry modelling, improvements to right-of-way interpretation, changes to the way the system predicts the behaviour of motorcycles, scooters, wheelchairs and pedestrians, and so much more. For now, the update is rolling out to those who have a high safety score and are on the early access programme, but Elon Musk says that Tesla may roll it out to lower safety scores if the update performs well. Continuing its push towards a fully electric future, Audi has unveiled a new concept this week that previews a cavernous A6 wagon. Called the Audi A6 Avant e-tron concept, this car has the same dimensions as the A6 Sportback e-tron that debuted last year at the Shanghai Auto Show. Unlike previous Audi e-tron models of recent years, which have been based on the MEB platform and the J1 platform, the Audi A6 Avant e-tron is built on the brand new PPE platform developed by Audi for larger, luxury and premium electric vehicles. This means an 800-volt battery pack capable of storing up to 100 kilowatt-hours gross capacity, while delivering up to 475 kilowatts to the wheels and charging at a power level of up to 270 kilowatts. We're all in love with the practicalities of wagons, and we can't wait to see this one in production form. Shifting to Audi's parent company Volkswagen AG, we learned this week that some of its brands have sold out of their electric cars until next year. Talking to Bloomberg this week, Chief Financial Officer Arno Antlitz says that many electric models from the Volkswagen Group, including the Porsche Taycan, are already sold out for the year. Last year, Volkswagen Group companies sold 762,000 plug-in cars, including battery electric and plug-in hybrid models. That's a year-on-year increase of 80%. While cars like the Taycan doubled in sales volume between 2020 and 2021, the lion's share of those vehicles came from more affordable cars like the Volkswagen ID.3 and Volkswagen ID.4. Looking forward, Volkswagen AG is confident it can continue to ramp up production, but the ongoing invasion of Ukraine by Russia is starting to impact its supply chains quite considerably. Tesla's master plan, the roadmap that Elon Musk has used over the last 15 years to shape the company's direction and vision, has to date consisted of just two parts. It was 2006 when Elon Musk published the first part of Tesla's master plan, in which he laid out his goals to bring mass-market cars, that's the Model S, E, X and Y, to market. And it was 2016 when Musk came out with Master Plan Part 2, which included expanding the Tesla lineup, developing solar roofs, and using self-driving technology to improve driver safety and earn owners money when they weren't driving. This week, Musk said he's working on Master Plan Part 3 and says he'll be publishing it in the near future. We don't know when, and while not all of the goals of Part 2 have been met, we suspect Part 3 will include robots as well as self-driving cars. Over the past decade, there has been a massive growth in the number of companies working on electric aircraft, with some models even passing all of the required tests to enter into production. Just as we saw some companies in the electric car world get acquired by other, larger companies, we are now starting to see the same thing in the electric plane world. And this week, we learned that Textron Inc. officially announced its acquisition of Pipistrel. For those who don't know, Textron is the company behind two of the most popular leisure aircraft brands today, Cessna and Beechcraft, as well as military aircraft specialists Bell. Known for its excellent lightweight craft, including a specially designed aeroplane used by flying schools worldwide, Pipistrel turned its attention to electric propulsion in recent years and was one of the first companies to bring a series-produced electric airplane to market. Tesla has yet again pushed up the price of its vehicles, adding at least $2,000 to the price of all of its vehicles just 1 week after it added $1,000 to all of its vehicles with long-range battery packs. This makes the cheapest Tesla you can buy today, the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, $46,999 brand new, while the entry-level Model Y now costs $62,990 US. Meanwhile, the Tesla Model S starts from just $10 shy of $100,000, and the Model X goes up to just under $115,000. As you might expect, inflation is being blamed as well as continued supply chain shortages. But for a company that has a higher gross automotive margin than any other automaker today, some are questioning why Tesla's prices are going up quite as much as they are. Mercedes-Benz officially cut the ribbon on its brand new production facility in Bibb County, Alabama this week, marking the start of battery production there. The facility will employ up to 600 people in a joint venture with battery specialists Envision AESC and will primarily produce battery cells for the brand new EQS SUV. That vehicle, due to enter into production soon at Tuscaloosa in the near future, will be the first electric SUV from Mercedes-Benz to go on sale. As part of its celebrations, Mercedes showcased the interior design of the EQS, revealing an interior that's very similar to the EQS sedan, but with seating for 7. The new cells coming out of the Mercedes-Benz new facility will feature an NCM chemistry with an 8:1:1 ratio. That's something that reduces the cobalt content of the cells to just 10%. Kelley Blue Book has rolled out its 2022 5-year cost-to-own awards, and this time around, 2 EVs feature on the list. Tesla's Model 3 and the Nissan LEAF both get praise for their ability to save owners a significant amount of money over 5 years, with the Tesla Model 3 coming top of the luxury segment with a total 5-year cost-to-own of $48,223. That's more than $16,000 less than the average. Meanwhile, the Nissan LEAF came out top with non-luxury vehicles with a $34,134 5-year cost-to-own, some $13,250 less than the average in its segment. The results show what we have been saying for a really long time. Electric vehicles, if you keep them for a significant amount of time, can really save you money, especially when petrol prices keep going up. Coming up next, short shorts. But first, this quick message. While TE does have other income streams like third-party production work, the overwhelming majority comes from folks just like you. We have a team of 3 full-time and 2 part-time staff, and to make sure everyone carries on getting paid, we would love to increase our YouTube and Patreon membership. So if you can, stick around to the end, and I'll tell you more. On to the short shorts. Mitsubishi Fuso has officially begun testing the next generation e-Canter at one of the company's testing grounds in Japan. The vehicle will undergo more than 100 million kilometers at 620,000 miles of tests before official launch. Chinese vehicle manufacturer Geely is rolling out what must be one of the largest battery swap programs in the world. It's testing a battery swap system for heavy goods vehicles, but rather than have the batteries under the vehicle, they're located behind the cab. Nikola Motor has said it will ask for shareholder approval to dilute its stock to raise capital it needs to ramp up Nikola tray production. It wants to increase the number of shares from 600 million to 800 million via a shareholder vote that's due to take place on June 1st. Sono Motors has officially entered its series validation phase, announcing the start of production of its Sions at its production facility. 37 body-in-white examples of the Sono Sion will be made before the cars can enter into series production. Tesla may have just raised the price of all of its vehicles by a substantial amount, but it also just dropped the price of one of its most popular products this week. That's the Tesla wall charging station. It's now available for $495. Maserati has officially published its year-end and 2021 financials this week, and in doing so has made a commitment to make its entire range fully electric by 2030. Its first EV will be the brand new Gran Turismo, due next year, followed shortly thereafter by the Gogoro SUV EV. As mainland China and Hong Kong experience a massive surge in COVID-19 cases, Tesla's Giga Shanghai shut down production for 2 days this week. In a note to employees and suppliers, it seemed to blame tightening COVID restrictions. Production, though, has already resumed. Gogoro has just unveiled a brand new scooter in the form of the Gogoro Supersport, as well as the Smart Core technology. That's not me speaking in snake. The Smart Core just has 2 S's at the start of the name, and the technology will be licensed to other firms. Mercedes-Benz has confirmed it's reaching the end of its final round of endurance tests for the iconic commercial truck at its test facilities inside the Arctic Circle in Finland. The vehicle is designed to be used in municipal fleets and will go into production very shortly. Cadillac has confirmed that it will soon begin series production of the Lyriq electric car. Production will start next week, meaning that orders will be fulfilled sometime in the second quarter. After existing orders have been fulfilled, the company says it will reopen its order books sometime in May. Volvo and Starbucks have announced that they will be working together to establish a network of charging stations at Starbucks locations between Seattle, Washington and Denver, Colorado. The charging stations will be operated by ChargePoint. Ford has confirmed its intention to expand its EV offerings in Europe, adding 3 new passenger vehicles and 4 electrified commercial vans to its lineup. It's also working on a new joint venture to establish a battery production facility specifically for commercial vehicles in Turkey. Northvolt has announced that its 3rd European gigafactory will be sited in northern Germany. Fed by renewable energy, the facility will employ 3,000 people and begin production battery cells in 2025, with a target 60 gigawatt-hour annual production capacity. Volkswagen has pushed back its plans to resume producing electric vehicles at its Wachau production facility in Germany. It was forced to temporarily stop producing MEB electric cars due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, where some MEB wiring parts are made. Mini has confirmed it's going to bring back its Paceman model as an all-electric crossover. It will look very different to the original Paceman as made between 2013 and 2016, and it will use 5th-generation BMW EV components. The City Council in Bristol, UK, or Brizzle to the locals, has officially launched a trial programme where local businesses can try out electric cars and vans free for 2 months. It's designed to get more businesses dumping the pump. Volkswagen AG has become the latest automaker to join the Initiative for Responsible Mining Assurance. It's a program designed to establish strict standards for the responsible mining of raw materials used in EVs and addresses both ethical and environmental concerns. The Australian state of Queensland has officially introduced incentives to help citizens make the transition to EVs. A total of $3,000 Australian is now available for each electric car purchase, with a sticker price of $58,000 or less. A company called Fleet Zero has debuted a new type of electric cargo vessel that it says could really revolutionise the shipping industry. Fleet Zero utilises battery packs that are in the same shape as cargo containers, and that means fresh batteries can be swapped in and out at ports, just like cargo can. The Hummer EV has received its first official recall to deal with a software bug with the vehicle's tail lights that can't be fixed via an over-the-air software update. Luckily, though, just 10 Hummer EVs are affected in this recall, partly because so few have been made. Evergrande, a Chinese property developer that's been finding itself in a spiralling funnel of debt, just received permission from the Chinese government to make and sell 2 different electric cars in China. Even if they do sell in reality, though, there's a lot of debt that needs to be dealt with, so things are going to remain tough for years. As inflation bites and more automakers are struggling to find reliable supply chain parts, many are considering hiking up their prices. Lucid confirmed this week it's one of those companies, but reiterated that it wants to honour prices for existing customers. The CEO of BMW, Oliver Zipse, told Politico on Friday that he believes it was, quote, a very dangerous thing, end quote, to commit Europe to a target of achieving 100% vehicle emission reductions by 2035. He wants a target date no earlier than 2040. Fiat has confirmed that the Abarth name will return to the iconic Fiat 500 soon, with a high-performance version of the Fiat 500e due to enter into production in 2023. It will feature a custom powertrain designed to give the EV some extra beans. At the BMW Group annual conference this week, Frank Weber, member of the board of management of BMW AG for development, let slip some details of the upcoming BMW i7 EV. It will have a target range of 305 miles, that's 490 kilometres, on the US EPA test cycle. Following on from General Motors' announcement last week that it's joining a pilot programme in California in collaboration with PG&E into vehicle-to-grid technology, Ford also announced its participation in the programme. The F150 Lightning will feature predominantly. Jaguar has showcased how former I-Pace battery packs are getting a second life at the racetrack in a new collaboration with Formula E. But rather than be used in race cars, the I-Pace batteries are going to be put in trackside energy storage systems for charging EVs. Following on from a previous attempt to ban internal combustion engine sales from 2030 onwards, which was vetoed by the governor, the Washington state legislature has passed a new bill that, if signed into law, will bring the ban into effect. As part of its reorganisation into Ford Blue and Ford Model E, Ford appears to be readying itself to set new standards for EV specialist dealerships. As Automotive News reported this week, it could require EV specialists to move to online ordering systems only and honour MSRP. No more price hikes. And those are your shorts. There will be more next week. The US federal government is in the process of allocating what is the largest single amount ever set aside for electric vehicle charging infrastructure, and everyone from established charging networks to EV companies want in on the action. Those large players all have employees and sometimes entire teams whose sole purpose is to write government proposals and get the funds. But for those who want to get some money for essential community-owned projects, the process can be daunting and complicated, which is why the US NGO Forth is offering its experience in writing grant proposals free of charge to underserved communities trying to get government funds for EV charging, helping develop a series of tools and templates that communities can use to build compelling, engaging proposals. It's all been made possible by a $500,000 donation to Forth from General Motors, and the end goal is to make EV charging more equitable and accessible. We have to get behind this one. Well done. And finally, like many companies out there, when you work for Tesla, you get a chance to test out the latest and greatest the company has to offer. And if you own a Tesla, you get a chance to test out full self-driving beta. Except one employee, John Bernal, recently found himself fired by Tesla after publishing a video online showing what's believed to be the first crash involving full self-driving and a traffic bollard. Known online as AI Addict, John has been posting videos about FSD for more than a year. Tesla knew about the channel and had never approached him about it until just over a month ago when the video showing the crash was published. At that time, a manager approached him and suggested he not post videos that show the system in a bad light. While Tesla has not disclosed the real reason for his termination, it doesn't take much to assume the reason was the video going viral. And on that note, we are done for the day. Before I go, a huge thank you to the Electric Vehicle Association for sponsoring today's show. They have been advocating for electric vehicles since 1967 and firmly believe our future depends on us making the switch to clean, green electric cars today. The EVA can help you find someone near to you that can help you make the switch to electric. It can help you become an EV educator and point you in the direction of monthly meetups for like-minded EV fans. And if you become a member, you'll gain access to a new clean energy and EV loan program set up between the EVA and Colorado Clean Energy Credit Union. Find out more by heading to electricauto.org. Don't forget to hit subscribe and that bell for this channel and our second channel, Transport Evolved Take 2. And if you're not already a channel member or Patreon supporter, please consider becoming one, or you can send us a tip through Ko-fi, Bitcoin, or buying something from our cool swag store. We'll be back soon with some more awesome content, but until then, enjoy your weekend. And as always, keep evolving.